So when it comes to relationships, online and on a lot of the podcasts, I see people talking about sex and finances and high level man and stuff like that. Like, in your years of experiences, what are the real reasons people have, trials in their relationships?
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, a couple was talking, and she said, "You used to tell me you could eat me up. What happened?" He said, "I lost my appetite." That happens. It happens. And there are things that precipitate losing your appetite. When you begin to evaluate it, I'm going to list them for you. There are 8 of them that are major areas of concern. I mean, they are things that can wreck a relationship if you don't have a handle on them. And the first one is communication, because communication is the key to your relationship. If you can't communicate, remember the word communion, communicate, union, communicate. That's the first one. The second then is finances. Now, if you would Google it, Google would tell you finances is first, but it's not, because communication, you have to be able to communicate with one another. And finances is second. And then sex, too much or not enough, extramarital, those kind of things that happen. Then number 4 is children. And oh boy, yeah, it's a whole nother thing when you begin to add individuals who are impacting your relationship from the outside, your children. But then sometimes your in-laws become outlaws, and so that's another major area that you've got to communicate about. Then household responsibilities. If we both work, who's supposed to wash the dishes? Who's supposed to cook? Man, you would be amazed at the amount of wedges that's put between a relationship based on household responsibilities. And then what do? If we both have careers, how do we manage our careers? And then, of course, don't forget expectations. Man, that is a big one, because all of us enter into a relationship with expectations, but how many of them are realistic? We're going to talk about that. And then, of course, there's one that I hardly ever talked about, but I see how it impacts a relationship, and that is mental illness. What do you do if you are in a relationship with someone who's maybe paranoid schizophrenic or bipolar? It's a whole nother ball game. So those are the things that we'll be discussing, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of relation tips for your relationships.